Hello and welcome to episode 0 of the She Found podcast. I'm your host Bavisha, and in this episode I'm going to tell you about why I've started the She Found podcast and what I have in store for you. Currently, there is a mammoth gender gap in the startup ecosystem, and this needs to change. There have been several reports that highlight this. One of them is a report published in 2022 by Boston Consulting Group and Sister. They looked at 1,788 startups from across 5 European countries: France, the UK, Spain, Germany, and Sweden. The report revealed that only 10% of the startups were founded by women-only teams and 12% by gender-mixed teams. At She Found, we believe that you can't be what you can't see. So you're going to hear startup stories from women who are forging their way forward and turning their ideas into reality. Get ready for some candid conversations about their journeys, their process, and their struggles. They're also going to share tips so that you can succeed. If you are an aspiring or early stage founder building tech, then this podcast is for you. Tune in on a weekly basis because our guests will prepare you on all fronts when it comes to building and launching your startup. We all have something valuable to share, and we should be able to do that. One of those ways is through entrepreneurship. Over the past few years, we've seen some amazing contributions to solving the gender gap in the startup ecosystem, and I hope that this podcast will be a valuable addition. I'm starting this podcast with a short series dedicated to discussing failure because fear of failure can hold us back, yet it's a prerequisite for success. You will hear from guests on the podcast about how failure has contributed to their journey and how they overcame it. Let's reframe failure and how we view it so that we can be bold and courageous and put ourselves and our ideas out into the world. Before we end today, just a quick request from me to ask you to bear with me as I am new to podcasting and I'm still learning the ropes. If you have any suggestions or feedback, please feel free to email me. The address is going to be provided in the show notes.